Good afternoon, Bruin fans, and welcome to another edition here in season 3 of Something Bruin. Here with Coach Cook and Rashad. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good this afternoon, but I can tell you I've been getting plenty of rest, Mark. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, and here with appreciate connecting here to wrap up here the 2023 season here of Something Brewing.
Thanks for having me. I know it's been, a kind of a task trying to get all things considered, lined up for this finale, but, I'm just grateful and thankful to be able to be in your presence and be able to talk Bruin football.
Well, thanks. Yeah, yes, and like we talked about before we started. I mean, I know here on my end, stinking home repairs had to pass on going to the going to the banquet, but then Thanksgiving and on the heels of Christmas and New Year's, definitely a busy time of year.
Yeah, it is, but timing is everything. I think we found a nice sweet spot on December 12th to meet and talk Bruin football and off-season things. But yeah, it was great. How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was good. I know with it definitely kicked off here with following the Lions, and then my brother and my dad are Cowboy fans, so they played Washington, and then with
Hey,
me being a Seahawk fan, they didn't fare well against the 49ers, but the food and fellowship
yeah,
was good with family. How was yours?
it was good. The food was good. The game wasn't, but that's to be expected. We understand Washington is in a transition year with new leadership, and with new leadership, a new goal, vision, and path. So I kind of understand where they are. Thanksgiving was great, but our senior banquet for our young men celebrating our seniors were awesome. We were able to recognize quite a few student athletes academically, athletically, and character wise. So, it was great to bring all of our seniors back together along with our varsity roster and parents. And, what a special night. You were a part of it last year, so it only gets better each year.
Right. Yes, and the thing is it's definitely nice. I mean, I know when the Mariner boys were part of the program, I know that Grove, was definitely a part of Bruin football, but with Coach Thomas being involved, it's definitely nice with his brother's ministry and the church that Charles and his family are a part of, that their family life center has hosts the Bruin football banquet.
Absolutely. It's just awesome. A great atmosphere. We're very thankful for the entire family for, considering our program and Western Branch to be able to host. Um, it was just an awesome night. Like, again, we celebrated our seniors, we celebrated award winners, but we also celebrated Charles Thomas,
Yeah.
and his contribution to not only our football program before me, but during my time and his community outreach and how he's been able to impact way more lives. Dating all the way back to when he was a youth, uh, coach in the sports that he coached up. So I mean, it was just a good night. It was great energy. An awesome evening. It felt family, and that's what I shared with everyone in attendance. Sitting down, watching people eat, fellowship, get out of their chairs, go to another table just to say hello or check in. That was that type of atmosphere and night. So, without a doubt, we're very thankful for the entire Thomas family, and just being around good people.
Yes, and the thing is, I mean, when he came on here to promote, his next adventure with being the head basketball coach. I mean, I definitely knew, him being involved with middle school sports when CJ
Yes.
started playing, but I didn't realize here with the kids that play on Sunday. I mean,
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen and Deshaun Dixon,
Yeah.
just definitely two guys that have been under Coach Thomas's leadership.
Absolutely. I think the key word is if you know, you know, right?
Right.
Charles and I, we agreed when we first met, we don't have to name drop. If you
Right.
do it the right way, those young men, those kids, those young adults are going to do it for you, and I feel like that's the legacy that Coach Thomas left behind, and has now moved on to a new challenge and a new journey, leading the men's basketball, boys basketball program at Western Branch High School. But he will forever be a part of Coach Cook and the success I have. It's like a little quote, once you get to know the Cooks, it's hard to get rid of them. Just the type of people we want to be and we are, and the type of people that God blesses us with to be around.
Yeah, and let's go back to those seniors. I mean, when you took the job here in February 2020, I mean those seniors here about ready to embark there
Yes.
on being part of Bruin football, and what we had the class, what a definite journey those
Mhm.
seniors have been a part of here with your leadership.
Yeah, well, during the new season I'm in, which is recruiting. I just assured our the coaches that have come in the building that this is hopefully the tail end of COVID, and not necessarily the actual component it is, but the tail end of the COVID kids, the kids that for 18 months, almost 2 years, went without conditioning, went without strength training, went without football. And we wanted those guys to figure it out coming back in 2020, 2021 and 22. But they're our faithful three. I give them all the credit. Aiden Lorson, Devin Cook, and Christian Copeland Jr. are the only 3 4-year seniors that from the beginning in the spring and the off season and in the early stages of 2020 in August, those guys trusted and believed in the process. But nobody really knew how to do it the right way. We just stuck with the protocol and we did the things that made a lot of common sense. We focused on that, and the things that we felt would put us in a compromise. We tried our best to minimize that, if that makes sense. But it's not taking nothing away from that freshman that did not want to play. We understand households made the decisions, and we respect those. But this is awesome. It's a good group. It's a very good group. These guys are academically strong in the classroom. They have done a phenomenal job transitioning into our football program staggered, meaning the fall of 2020 crew, and then the 21, and then 22 and 23, and we're graduating 21, seniors. So our retention has been phenomenal. Being able to keep players within our program and keep players recruitable and eligible.
Yes, and with following a handful of the players there on Twitter, I mean, you talk about here with the season being recruiting. I mean, definitely definitely been busy here
Yes.
with here with Bruin football players. Being sought after for the next level.
Absolutely, and that's all. That's all levels. Power Five,
Yeah.
FCS, Division 2, and Division 3. And I'm excited about Division 3 because we got a lot of good, smart student athletes and academic qualifiers. When I first got the job, I couldn't get any kids in. It's not taking nothing away from that class, but the standard that some of these D3 schools had, some of our kids were very close, but not close enough, if that makes sense. But now that you could walk in the Western Branch and you can recruit any kid, off our roster, that really makes me feel good that our young men did a phenomenal job winning in the classroom just as much on the field.
Yeah, and there's definitely here a nucleus of leaders and talented football players
Mhm.
here that's 25 and 26
Yes.
here that will be back next year.
Yes, absolutely. And to me, I think college recruits and scouts and all things considered, they're getting the traditional football players. They were able to come out of eighth grade and go right into football with minimal protocol and all things considered. Although we still continue to work and err on the side of caution and safety, these guys are now back into the flow of what football is, and we're excited about that. We got a big class in the 25, 26, and 27 class. Those are going to be your ones that are able to get us back to where we want to be, and that's in championship conversations.
Right. Yes, and and then the ones that are coming up from JV. I mean, with the part that Coach Thomas has had, not only with varsity but also with JV. I mean, that's probably we probably have to fill that position here with being the head coach of our JV, right?
Yes, yes, it does. But the way our system is, that's a title.
Okay.
The entire coaching staff, just the way I came in and the way that I envision and would like to run this program, we're all JV coaches. It's nothing like being able to develop the freshmen all the way up to the varsity level versus, getting them junior year and then we're trying to figure out where we need to meet this kid in order for him to be successful. But yeah, by rule, that has to be posted, and sometime in the near future, we're going to look at some of the candidates, and we're going to look at how we want to go about that process. But again, it's a job that is really built around the entire program more than it is around the guy hired to run the program on the JV level.
Right. And also, I mean, like we've talked about in past episodes, I mean, when we were at in the hallways of Western Branch, it was only one feeder school
Mhm.
into the high school. But, nowadays with two middle schools feeding into high Western Branch, so we definitely have some kids coming up from both Jolliffe and Western Branch Middle that will be part of Bruin football.
Absolutely. I feel like it's ping pong, right?
Right.
Olive guys get them one year, West Branch the next, and then about back and forth. But ultimately, we have a slogan for both schools: is one Bruin.
Yeah.
One team, all things considered. Yes, you're from West Branch Middle. Yes, you're from Jolly, but now you're one Bruin, right? Bringing it all back together as one. But it's another big class that we're going to be able to get. We're excited about the size that these young men have coming into high school. I've heard a lot of college coaches saying they love getting back to recruiting um, high school kids, right?
Yeah.
Because you can mold and develop that kid. So for us, we love developing young men. We'd rather get that guy than have a guy polished but set in their ways of going about daily work and routine. So, we're excited about developing our middle school guys, within our system and our scheme. West Branch runs a variation of our style, offensively and defensively. So that's a good thing and a good mesh. And Coach Hodges is also doing something very similar. So our kids are transitioning up with the understanding of at least our base concepts. And, we go from there.
Yes, and then I mean I know that with it being Christmas is right around the corner, New Year's is around the corner, so is it pretty much for the returner kids just take a break and then come what late winter, early spring there with off season workouts.
Yeah, well, right now, this is a season of fellowship, family. Some families are grieving. We often think of these times as, just some of the best times, but we understand that there are, times of need and just being around family. So this is our break. This is our kind of like off-season break, if that makes sense, where, our kids should spend more time with mom and dad. We get them for almost 6, 7 months.
Right.
And why not give them November, December into January? I believe around January 22nd or the 29th, right before the semester ends, we're going to get back into the introductory phase of all-season conditioning and winter workouts. But the three kind of seasons combined in one, uh, just past is Thanksgiving, Christmas, or the holiday season, observed by others, and then New Year's. We really want those families to be able to have that time, that vacation time. Um, it's even great for us as coaches, right? We've been away from our MVPs for quite some time. Our wives, our girlfriends, all things considered. So for us, this is also a season of reinvesting and being around our loved ones, being a parent or just being a big brother for some. So it's really a time of just relaxing, for lack of better terms, and recovering. From a long, 3-month process. So we're excited. We are looking to make some adjustments going into the off season. Maybe about spring or around our next kind of get together and update, maybe right before signing day in February or just after. I can tell you some of the good things that we're working on getting done. But that's all it is, Mark. Just really trying to enjoy, relax, and recover. That's it.
Yeah, and just thinking about, I mean, coming to this episode. I mean, I remember when we had a kickoff here right before the official practice started
Hmm.
there in the end of July, and
Hmm.
you said come on out to our first practice,
Yeah,
and so I took a couple hours and went out there on that Thursday, and then here we are,
yeah,
wrapping up the third season of something Bruin. So
yes, yes.
definitely, I mean the slogan of hey, with practice starting, jump on the train because the season is here. I mean, before you know it, the season
It'll
the
be right
season's
back.
over,
Yeah.
and you start, and with being a football program, I mean, there's some kids that are the way high schools are these days. Some
Mhm.
kids are at the end of this semester, they're moving on.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. For us, I think when I went on Wake Forest for the official visit, I've been to several campuses, even supporting William and Mary.
Yeah.
I heard this echo. Well, we got 9 months, before football comes back around, and to me, that's like the new birth, if that makes sense, of a new season, a new opportunity. So, in this time, 6 months, all things you do in that time frame leading up to July matters. Getting in the weight room, being dedicated in the classroom, developing, growth and development within your position, not just as a holistic person or a team person, but I'm a DN. I got to get better at my position group. I'm a quarterback. I'm a running back. Now raising the IQ, watching film of the level above you versus all things. So to get back to where you were, yes, it goes fast. It goes very fast, but it would get right back here as soon as you know it. We're smiling for a fourth season, all fours, right?
Yeah.
Preseason, winter, spring, you name it. So it's going to be one of those cool things. I am very thankful for my coaching staff, right? We always get the trophy, but to me, if I could divide it up amongst all the guys, just the little things that have happened throughout this 3-year process and journey, I will always want them to get the same recognition, and they deserve it. Um, so, with that being said, we are just enjoying the holiday months and holiday seasons, and just looking forward to, fellowshipping and getting on the road and going to some college campuses and going to some coaching clinics just to enhance and continue to grow as coaches, so we can put our kids in a better situation to be successful.
Yeah, and yesterday, I took a half day and met my brother, out in Greenbrier.
Hmm.
Mike Ragsdale graduated in '91, played for Stanko, the Chesapeake Sports
Yes,
Club. They have honored Coach Gaines, they have honored Coach Jay. But yesterday they honored Coach Stanko,
yes,
and actually Mark Didowick
nice.
drove down. So when I sent a picture to Mr. Brandreth, it was Ernie Rogers, my brother, Tony Harrell, and Stanko in the picture. And, Mr. Brandorf just came back, said a lot of years of Bruin baseball there. So, it's just amazing how, just Bruin pride, that people that we see as teachers when we were growing up,
Hmm.
staying in communication, and now here, still seeing as adults,
Yeah,
you just can't get rid of that Bruin pride.
not at all. And we're not talking like 10 years out of school. We're talking over 30, 40 years of relationships built, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. And you're right, you can't. And that's one of the unique things about Western Branch that would never change. It's always going to be pride throughout that school, our school community, and not only just in football, but all the sports that we represent here at Western Branch. Had a couple coaches come in the building and they're just in awe with all the track accomplishments in the main gym, and then they pan over to the original wall and
Right.
they see all the other conference and district championships. So, they know they're coming into a school of a rich history and tradition of winning. And then they understand the academic component where our kids are definitely set up to achieve goals at the college level as well, or their future endeavor based on the rigorous academics and standard at West Branch High School. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Dre ended up playing center field there for Stanko, and he even commented here with the picture that I posted. So the old
Okay. Yeah,
slogan, can't just hide that Bruin
you
pride.
can't. And we're everywhere. We
That's
are everywhere. We're East Coast, West Coast, North, Midwest, and all things considered, North and South. But yeah, so getting back to the recruiting process, our guys are definitely not going to disclose individual names, but our guys are definitely being called down and having that conversation with coaches and universities and colleges that have come in the building. As I said, the 24 class, the majority of those guys have done a great job aligning themselves academically in a position to be recruited. And that's a 4-year span. That's not just 1 year. It's hard to get 1 year back, but a lot of them have done a phenomenal job. So I'm excited for them and what they've achieved off the field. They got to own what they put on tape. I always tell them that, but in the classroom, it's you versus you. Just like running track. You can have support around you. You can have all the things considered, but you got to get it done. And then that goes back to football. We can dial up the right play, but you got to execute it. So I'm excited about our all season. Obviously, we've had over a dozen colleges and universities from Power Five all the way down to Division III come in the building and actively recruit our guys. We had some P5 schools to get name of rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So, it's a good mesh of recruitment. It's a good mesh of, putting it all together when it comes to the entire football program itself. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, yeah, and for all the fans out there, early signing day is right here before Christmas, and then the normal one is usually like the first couple days of February, right?
Correct. It's the first week in February. I
Okay.
believe it'll fall on the third, fourth, or fifth for the national signing day. The early signing day will be December 20th. We have one commit that is signing early. Last year we had three. This year we have one. That's Devin Cook. He's going to sign to Wake Forest University and will enroll as a mid-year. So he's going to start his first semester, much like Paul Billups did last year
Right.
in January. That's a bittersweet moment. You can almost take off the dad hat and put it back on, but ultimately that's in private. He's a Bruin, and we're proud of him, Devin, putting himself in a position to be in that alignment right there. He does want to run with his track team. West Branch, they have a great team this year. I think they could win a state title collectively with all the talent that they have. But we know that he's got a bigger calling, I guess, and an opportunity that not a lot of people get. And when Wake Forest wants you to come in early, you go. And that goes to any young student athlete out there. If they could get you on campus early and academically you qualify early, then what a difference that semester makes. So now you go into the summer understanding the expectations and goals. You understand where you are, and now you can attack the summer a lot better being a seasoned first semester student, but in the second semester.
Right. And and for our Bruin alums that are already, pursuing, the next level. I mean Christopher Newport, ended up making the D3 playoffs. I know that we have a few at Shenandoah, and the ODAC is a tough competition as
Yes.
their champion Randolph Macon ended up making to the final four, and got some what down in
Yes.
Florida HBCU, and then some right here, not too far here in CAA country.
Right. We're kind of in a triangle
Right.
right now, immediate area, hypothetically. But yeah, I was able to see Jazari yesterday. He came to school. Has put on 30 pounds. Looks very good. Looks very good. Heard nothing but great praise by the recruiting coordinator for Hampton, and
Okay.
how Jazari has been an A-plus guy. Going about his business in the classroom. Obviously, he's a notable figure on campus, and poised to be able to make an impact next year for Hampton University as a redshirt freshman. Desmond Cook. He's ready to rock and roll. He's going to be able to come in this spring and
Okay.
compete at a high level and have an opportunity to be able to compete at that inside linebacker spot.
Right.
You have CJ Frazier,
Yeah.
another young
Richard.
man, another Bruin. I got a great picture of those two guys, Desmond, I keep saying Devin, but Desmond Cook and CJ. Shout out to Richmond for winning the CAA. And just a year ago, Des was enjoying the good life. So it's going to be an opportunity and a moment that we're going to be able to see quite a few Bruins compete. Shamik down in North Carolina, and the other three guys we spoke about. So we're excited about their off season going into the spring and trying to solidify, key roles within their respectful university or colleges.
Yeah, then I see December 27th in the Mayo Bowl there in Charlotte.
Mhm.
Paul Billups with being UNC. They're
Yes, he will.
playing West Virginia.
Yes, he will. I can't wait to see him play.
Right.
I'm excited for him. I think he's excited. It's been a lot of turnover, in Chapel Hill with the portal and, several other moving parts out of his control. But, he's in a good spot. Sometimes you got to peace be still, just continue to grow where you are and let things work out the way they do. But I'm excited for Paul. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job for UNC, and just can't wait to see the bowl season kick in.
Yeah. Yes, and as we wrap up, it's interesting how we have this wrap up day on 12/12 because
Yes,
we
yes.
definitely, with it being football,
Did I miss something?
we definitely talk about the 12th man, and
Yes,
just the support
yes.
here that Bruin football has with the fans.
Absolutely, 100%. The
Yeah.
best fans in the stands.
Right.
They've done a great job, even this year. Not having such a successful year, but a resilient year. They were still there. The faithful ones were still there, supporting every Friday night. I know we got a birthday coming up.
Yes.
Don't we have a birthday coming up? I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it.
No, we do have a birthday coming
Okay,
up.
when
So
is yours? I know Vince Hall is right around the corner as well.
yeah, yes. Let's see. Elizabeth's is on the 20th, and then
Okay.
mine is the 25th.
Okay, got you. All right. Well, happy Merry Christmas and
Well,
happy. I feel
thanks.
like Frosty the Snowman. Happy birthday and Merry Christmas, all the good stuff. But
Right.
no, I believe Vince's birthday is December 13th.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Tomorrow.
my oldest brother is December 21st. Malik's
Okay.
birthday is December 21st. But I don't want to miss it. I don't want to
Right.
miss it at all. But yeah, so for, just in general, it's been great. And I think I've said this to you publicly. I kind of like where we were. We understand you can't win them all,
Right.
but the true test and character of a man, the true test and character of a program is
Right.
when you face adversity, and I think our kids, again, I use the word resilient, kept coming back every week in every practice, really, really pushing to be great and push to be the best version. And it showed, we're 3 games plus or minus 4 minutes, plus or minus 2 scores or score from being 7-3. And
Hmm.
it's a different energy and a different conversation. But
Right.
to get where we were, I'll take it. I think we're going to be in a good space going into this off season. And the biggest for us is we want Bruins. We want guys that really want to graduate a Bruin, be a Bruin, and just compete for our community and our school and the everything that West Branch High School represents. On and off the field. That's what we really, really want. I feel like that's always been our foundation. We don't. I don't want to stray away from that, if that makes sense. So we're going to be fine. It's going to be years like this. But for all the freshmen and sophomore that had to step up and play this year, we use it. We call it baptism by fire. For
Right.
all those guys that had to do it, to me, how can I word this? They're only going to get better. They're not going to be the same players. And some of the juniors that had to. So
Right.
I'm excited, man. Just in general, being a leader of this program, having you as a representative of our program, having Elizabeth has been great. I still owe you a shirt whenever you want to stop by. Some more gear, and I think for your birthday, I'm gonna have to step up, man. Get that jacket, get a jacket. But you've done phenomenal for us. I thank you. Um, just selfless acts of kindness. If I could really say the person you are, and what you've done for us, and what you've done for our kids too, right? Just all those things. You and Elizabeth, and you've really brought our community together. You really gave us opportunities to just enjoy being a Bruin again. I love to say it's all me, but it takes all of us to get that done. And I thank you for that, Mark.
Well, thank you, Rashad, and yes, I mean here it is, the third season, and even when Mike Sharp, gave me this, platform, and my sister and I, we went to school with Malik, and
Mhm.
and I remember when you played, but I started at the shipyard, so with going to school and working, I kept track of the team, but
Right.
didn't really come. And so I didn't know whether this platform, because when you took over, it was the pandemic.
Yeah.
A month, 2 months later, and then you settling down here, and I'll never forget when you texted me and you said, "Hey, Mark, I'm ready to get together with you." And here we are wrapping up our third season
Yes.
here of something brewing, and with Coach Jay still being involved, and he'd be like, "Mark, somebody in the mid '80s that played for me that lives out in California, he tuned in." I mean,
Yes.
so very, very thankful here to be part of the program. And yes, we do want to win every game, but with being their relationships and not having any kids, Elizabeth and I, we just want to be a great Christian influence
Mhm.
here for these student athletes.
Absolutely, and we appreciate it. The things you've done have not gone unheard, and not only that, but Sports Talk with Rags is awesome. The people you're getting up there. So you put out a good product, and I appreciate that, and I value it. And again, just positive praise. We spent almost a whole, at least 6 months to a year together. Why not have a recap of the people you work with and how we go about what we do each week? And nothing is scripted.
Right.
Everything is
Right.
based on our kids, our community, and where we are, right? And that's the unique part about that it's authentic. It's not controlled, and it's not saying we're not going to talk about this or that, but it's done the right way, and I really appreciate that. I'm excited. I think we're going to get quite a few young men in college. Albeit, our goal is to make sure they could go for free. But even if academically at a D3 school, there's a good package for them to go for little to none, or D2 school or any level, we're going to work our way to get those young men the same opportunity that I and many of our coaching staff had, and that's playing at the next level. Absolutely.
Right. And we talk about here where everything's authentic. I mean, here's the bullets for today's
Uh-huh.
episode.
Oh, that was it.
Three things, you know, and
Wow.
it's just very thankful. I mean, I know that we're busy, but just appreciate your time, and appreciate everyone here with the Bruin football program, and still trying to get that varsity girls basketball coach, that was very successful, and
Yes.
now coaching at the middle school level to come
Right.
on, you know.
Yeah.
Not
I think
not naming any names,
right, right. I think we might be able to work that out. I'm very happy for her, very proud. Ultimately, she wants to win, and I got a long ways to go to catch up to where she was. Right, but I heard a fan mention she's a teacher, and in my mind, I kind of laughed. But that's what this level is all about.
Right.
Developmental level. Trying to get these kids to understand the baseline of basketball. But yeah, all state coach of the year, coach of the decade, a
Right.
winner that understands how to win a regional. She hasn't won a regional yet.
Okay. All
She
right.
won last year. She said you're the first one in the family to do that, but she has multiple district titles, obviously. And in basketball, you don't have to win the region. I think it's the final four that
Right.
get in an automatic bid, or the final two.
Right.
So she was able to get in, and that was a special year where her team and the young lady she was able to coach for 2 years put it all together. And that's what it's all about when you win state titles. It's gelling and meshing at the right time. But much like me, she has communication way beyond the years that she coached with the young ladies that are out there now competing in the WNBA, overseas, or still in college. So definitely happy for her success. She has a very good team this year. It's just a matter of those kids gelling. And I think in middle school, with such a short schedule or season, it's just peaking at the right time. Wins are great. They're only seedings, but once you get to that tournament, if you qualify, it's just about peaking at the right time. And I think that's her message right now to her girls.
Yes. Well, hey, Rashad, thanks for your time, and
Mm-hmm.
I know with the booster club, the parents that have given their time
Yes.
here to sell shirts at home games, and definitely a lot of people. I mean, actually, back there to start off Memorial Day weekend here with
Mm-hmm.
our first golf tournament, and
Yes.
seeing the Bruin alums, and then even Coach Arculin, and the multiple coaches
Right,
that
right.
for
100%.
Bruin football to come back.
Right. That's what it's all about. That's the short version of it all. That's what it's all about. Getting the fan base, getting the alums back. I think it's one sport that would never fade, and that's high school sports.
Right.
Because it's such a larger 4 year plus grade school, all things considered, you've grown up with a lot of people
Right.
that really support by the time you get to high school and beyond, right? So bringing those people back to a familiar area, place, location is what it's all about. Even if they may live in Florida, right?
Right.
Getting them to fly up and
Right.
just spend a weekend or come to homecoming or something like that. That's what it's all about. So I thank God for where I am and the position He's aligned me in. He never said it would be easy. We had a whole lot of easy early, but now, I know he will not leave me though. I know he won't see me fail. So I just thank him for where we are and the kids we get to work with and the staff and the men and the women we get to work around daily, even in the building. Our administrators, they're awesome. They're phenomenal. They get it. So I thank them. We got an awesome principal, Mr. Hicks, and the admin team, from attendance all the way to the front office staff, and security. It's just great. And then our school and our teachers alike are just phenomenal. So I'm just forever thankful for being at my alma mater, our alma mater, but Western Branch has just been awesome. I can't see myself anywhere else and having the same success.
Right. And and the thing is I ended up tweeting out to Robbie, there on Sunday night that, one of the offensive linemen, once again 49ers beat Seahawks, but the offensive lineman ended up being the post game interview there on Fox, and that's
Yes.
definitely on any level that, and when I tweeted it out to Robbie, I said, "Hey, check this out." Because it's not often that the guys up front, get the notoriety,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that was pretty cool to see.
No, absolutely. And to me, it's that's when you know. You know what I mean? So that's absolutely. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just excited to see football back, and getting full seasons of everything,
Right.
right? So like when we first started, it was like a little here, a little there, cancellation here, a postponement there. Now we're getting it all back, but it's just good to see even Riley Higgins. Let's bring it back to us.
Right.
He's a captain of our team. That's rare on
Right.
many levels except the NFL. Obviously, one of your kicker specialists got to be a captain, but Riley was a captain of the team, and just having guys like that, genuine people, hard workers, dedicated to their craft. That's what you want. That's what you want to represent, your school and university. He's had a hot recruitment so far. It's definitely picking up. I'm hoping to hear some good news in the next 24 hours or so. We'll see how that looks. But, he's also been a kid just patient in the process too. He gets it. And, just a phenomenal family. As you mentioned, our booster club, our former president, my feelings are hurt, but our former president, Ms. Higgins, just phenomenal. Just great family, great person, and just a great staff. So I know whoever is voted in once we have that meeting is going to be top notch. She really set a standard along with the ladies and gentlemen that she worked with throughout last year's process. And our kids were definitely appreciative of her support. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, just the student section, cheering on Riley. I guess I
Yes.
really didn't notice it, and I think somebody tweeted it out here with a postseason award, but I really didn't notice with Riley chance until homecoming. You
Right,
know,
right. Yeah, yeah.
so,
No, I mean, Riley, that chant is just everything considered. Um, yeah, it's just a phenomenal kid, just a good group of people all around. You know what I mean?
well, hey, Rashad, thanks again. And as we close the book here for season 3 of Something Brewing, definitely looking forward here to kicking off, come spring or next summer, a little preseason episode here of season 4 of Something Brewing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I appreciate you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
sure thing. And that's a wrap here, Bruin Nation. Thanks
Go
again, Rashad.
Bruins.
All right, go
Absolutely.
Bruin.